Alright, good evening everyone. It is Jalan from the Paradox Gaming Network, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. Today I am in Fortnite, giving you guys a little peek into it. Unfortunately, I had asked Epic Games if they would loan me a game key so that I could go back to the very beginning and do a Fortnite 101 series. However, they didn't get back to me on that, so I can't start from the beginning. You all know me, I'd be willing to delete my character and start over again. I can't do that either because of bonus items and whatever. So if you really want to see a Fortnite 101 series, I need a lot of comments on this video and a lot of likes on this video, so do that for me. Because if I can get Epic Games' attention, I would be more than happy to do a Fortnite 101 series for them. So right now, everybody can play Battle Royale. Absolutely, everybody can play Battle Royale, whether or not you pay for the PvE version of the game. So, how do you get to play Fortnite for free? Well, all you got to do is go to their website. To make life easy for you, on my webpage, I have a link to Fortnite at paradoxgaming.net. When you click on that, it's going to bring you right to the epicgames.com/Fortnite. You just hit download, and then it's going to ask you if you already have an account, yada yada. Fill all that out, it's going to download, and life will be good. So once you are in game in the free mode, you can go into Battle Royale to see if you enjoy the game. But today's video is not on Battle Royale. I am completely horrible at Battle Royale. I am not ashamed to admit it. I need to get a lot better at first-person shooters again. It's been a couple of years. What today I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you the new Horde bash, because like I said, I can't do a full 101 series, so I'm just going to start with something I can do. So this is what your map looks like, and this Stonewood area is where new players would start. But up here is the Horde Bash. And when you first come in, as you can see, I've unlocked some areas. And the first icon that'll be available will be this yellow house icon. And so you would come into here, and this is where you're going to build your temporary base. Now, some of you, don't worry about any of these people. These people are completely irrelevant. They're just loading into the construct. Think of this a lot like the Matrix, where Neo and Trinity are going back into the Matrix. And what do they need? They need guns, lots of guns. Well, what you need is you need to build a base to defend this thing. Now, a lot of people come in here and they try to build, and they're like, I have no resources. So, over there on the left-hand side of your screen, you've got 000. And a lot of people I've talked to, and the reason why I'm doing this video is they've struggled, they've kept going in, they've kept putting resources in their own storm shield, and they never can find the resources. Well, here's the thing. When you come in, you have to talk to the council, and you got to go to your storage, and it has the resources you're allotted to build your first bunker. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to withdraw all of this, and then I'm going to come over here. Now, I am going to say this. A lot of people, what they end up doing is they end up building a bunker that looks like this, because, you know, we're all trained that castles have square walls and what have you. Now, I'm just going to be nosy for a second, and I'm going to show you that this individual over here is actually building out the standard Survive the Horde pyramid. That individual over there is doing an offshoot of it, and I have no idea what Lord Charles is doing. So, as you can see, this high walls around the whole thing isn't going to work. So I'm going to... Alrighty, since I got all that mess cleaned up, I'm going to show you the real basic way to set up your first fort for Survive the Horde. And this really confused me, because I was building that square wall. And so what I learned is to build the pyramid. So I'm just going to show you how to do that real quick. Now, this is by no means a full tutorial on building and wall design. I will go into one of those in the weeks to come, because it took me forever to figure out how to build in this game, and you're going to see I'm still not stellar at it. So the first thing I want to do I want to hit F4 to bring up the basically the little pyramid looking thing. And then when I hit G to edit it, I just want 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build 4 ramps around the 4 cardinal points. Now I'm going to go back to a corner and I'm going to click off one of those. And when I do that, it gives me this triangle TP looking shape. And if I put those in, this actually forms my 4 corners. And then you absolutely want to make sure that you put a roof on it. And there you go. So now I'm going to run around and I'm going to reinforce these because I have the surplus lumber to do it. And this would be pretty much a solid enough fort to take on the starter levels with. But since I'm in here, I'm just going to finish off upgrading all of them the best I can, so that I can go into a game and show you a little bit. Now since I have some materials left, what I'm going to do is I'm going to F1 and I'm going to make small walls, and I'm going to put those around the 2 sides of my fort that, oh god, let's not have her interrupt us again, shall we? Okay. Actually, I don't want to put one there. So now as you can see, 2 sides of my fort have an additional barrier wall around them. On these 2 sides, however, since my fort is expanded a little bit, I'm going to show you one other trick that helps buy you a little time if you're getting attacked, but also makes it so that your stuff's not in the way. If we go back to F4 and we make our ramp again, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to angle out ramps as well. Now what this does is I come here in the corner and I throw one in the corner. Sorry about that. As I said, not the most proficient builder. What I was trying to do is I was looking for this, but I was looking for it in the other shape, and I was thinking it was the far one. It's actually 3. If you go 3, it makes the upside down version. So now if we take a quick look at my fort, you will see that on 2 sides, the rampaging zombies of the night will have to tear down one wall, and then we'll have to tear down another wall. Unfortunately, I haven't expanded these sides yet, so these sides will just have to be defended by a simple like border wall. And since I have a little bit of stone brick, I'm going, oh, this is why we gotta be careful with what we do. Now, when you first start, you won't have the level of materials I have, so you will probably have to mix and match stone and brick and metal for your sides. But basically, you should be well off. Alright, just a couple of more things to finish up before we move on to some actual gameplay footage. You'll notice that when I cursor over this wall, it has a health of 505. When I cursor over this wall, it has a health of 730. That's because a half wall versus a third wall. So what I want to do is I have already gone back and messed with all the other walls, and I've set them all to half walls, or 2/3 walls, all the way around. Now, one last thing that you're going to have access to is you are going to have access to traps. And so I'm going to go into the menu, and I'm going to make not a lot because I don't have the traps skill buff yet. Actually, I'm not going to make any traps. I'll just make the one. Let's just make the one. I'll protect this one wall that is weaker because that is where they will attack. So I'm going to step out of the game real quick because my stuff will be saved, and realize every time you go into a survive the Horde match, that will be the fort that you get. Now I'm going to come into skills real quick, and a lot of people screw this one up too, and I did as well. You see this skill and you're like, oh, lumber. No. Everything on the top is staging area mats. So as you can see, I talked about my plot was changed horizontally. Well, it gave me a little space on one side, not on the other. I'll have to, do some more level 2s to expand it equally. The big thing is that you want to make sure you get the mats that allow you to build a little bit stronger. So there's 2 lumber and a wood. That's pretty easy to get. This steel, this metal requires you to get this one and this one first. So it takes a little while. But you also want to make sure that you get the items from below as well, because these are the things that allow you to make repairs, make traps, and then extra ammo and extra weapon ingredients. And you'll notice that this is additional crafting ingredients for 1-star weapons between waves. And this is really important because if you have upgraded your weapons to a certain point, you're actually not going to be able to make a very decent weapon on wave 1. So be careful about that. So without further ado, let's jump ourselves into a mission, and I'm going to take a very basic mission just to give you some gameplay footage, and because I need 10 more tickets to unlock another crate while we're waiting. This scavenger choice crate, it's 1,000 tickets and you get some pretty decent stuff. Actually, while I'm waiting, I have gotten several heroes from this event, so it's kind of nice just to bulk up my epic heroes. And there we go, I've pulled a match, and I am totally okay with doing this myself, except I want to change out that for I want that. And I'm going to let this video run, but I'm going to speed up parts of it. So I'm going to stop talking a little bit, and I'm going to do an overlay of audio. Actually, I'm not going to do an audio overlay. I'm going to just speed up the footage I need to talk about. Now, this is not boding well because 3 nodes aren't done, so I'm going to leave this mission, and we're going to start over. I'm going to stop the video, and I will restart it again when I have a match worth playing. Alrighty, so we're back in a game, and one thing you have to worry about is getting matches where somebody hasn't built their base out. So the very first thing you want to do is craft whatever weapons you can craft, and I am fortunate enough that I can craft an RPG, so this might be salvageable. And what I want to do very quickly is I want to just get a base structure up, because I'm a constructor. I can reinforce this, and this is a very low level mission, so we should be okay. The only thing is I am using most of my wood. I'm not going to have a lot of spare ammo, so need to fix that issue right away. And then I drop my base and everything is good. And I'm going to reinforce the 3 most common spots we're going to get hit at. And I need to give myself just a little bit of volume in order to be able to play. I am one of those crazy people. That's probably a little too much for doing a video with. There we go, I can play like that. Hopefully you can follow like that. I'm going to put a little combat music in while we do this, because even speeding this up, this is going to be a little bit boring. So be prepared to watch this in like warp speed with a lot of cuts in it. Hey, look, this looks familiar. So the other thing you can do is once you're in game, you can build traps. And you want to try to give yourself some breathing room when it comes to certain spots on your map that you know are troublesome. So I'm going to create a little bit of an annoyance for this side. So my goal here is that they will want to try to come through that space versus knock down the wall. And if they do that, then I will be able to shift my attention as needed. So as you can see, they will get, see, I can turn my attention now, and it'll keep the invaders from that side thin. It also allows me to back up the other guy. And the nice part is with this upper ramp, I can get an angle on the things over there. Now, one important thing to note, if you haven't played this before, is there is no resource gathering. That's what that icon at the top is. But even though there's no resource gathering, if trees and stuff are in your way, you can, of course, knock them down. You just don't get anything from it.
It's a bomb! He's got a bomb!
Now that's always difficult to overcome. You want to make sure that you repair, because you will get several of those guys. A good trick to that is if you're engaging further away, you shoot them at the knees and the can just falls to the ground. That changed the enemies. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now on this side, if you can afford to, you want to try to put a wall up on that ledge. As you saw, I didn't really have a chance to, but there are going to be mobs that decide to irritate us. I'm also going to show you a couple other things, whether or not we need them, just so new players to this mode have some more tricks, but I'm not going to do that now, so time warp we go. Now, as you can see here, this is absolutely the worst type of base, because now we can't fight over the top of the base. We're stuck going around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a way to deal with this. I'm going to drop a defender, and I also have to give him a weapon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basic weapon that uses light ammo. And the reason why I'm doing that is he and I will not be competing for ammo. And as I said, remember I said get that ammo skill as soon as you can? Well, you have to give him ammo. Now I can give him 540 rounds for this board, and I don't have to worry about sharing. But since I have surplus, I am going to make him a little bit of ammo for the subsequent rounds. So that's another trick to keeping a side defended. Now, unfortunately, he's going to go gun happy when I don't need him to, even though I put him all the way over there. But my teammate is using a pistol, so I'm happy enough to have the extra damage. Now in this last match you saw me flip to a sniper rifle as well. Having played enough of these games, I know that ammo management is going to be an issue near the end, especially if we have to start making repairs. So I want to rotate using my medium and my light. My medium and my heavy, and then I'll have the light for my defender. And what I've noticed a lot of people do is they don't repair before they leave, and you don't want to do that because it is possible that you'll pull a debuff that will say you can't repair this round, and that is not what you want to run into. Not being able to repair is absolutely brutal. Now, what I talked about before, this is a place where enemies will basically sneak up on you. So you want to take care of this and make sure that this little cove is taken care of. Another good trick that you just saw me do is I just moved away a bit to engage. Ideally, you don't want to be engaging right on your base. You want to engage a little bit behind the spawn, so it pulls them away. And there you go. That is your surviving the Horde. At the end of this, what will happen is you will get XP if you're low enough level for the board you're on. I am obviously over leveled for the board that I was on, but I wanted to not have to wait around all day to show you basically the concept. So now you've got the concept of what's going to happen and the things you need to do to be successful. So that's it. That is my first video in Fortnite. Like I said, if you want me to be able to do a Fortnite 101, I'm really going to need to be able to convince Epic Games that I need a brand new character key for about a week. So give this video a thumbs up and a like, and share it to your Fortnite friends, and I'll be doing some other ones in the weeks to come. Hey you, yes you, yeah you, I'm talking to you. Hit that subscribe button. Watch a couple of more videos. Go check out our website.